Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Real Talk with Ben podcast. And I can't believe it. It is camp season. Like I said last week, it is starting to pick up the craziness of life and the craziness of just camp. Yeah, it's really cool to finally be here. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. But it's definitely been weird this week not having two episodes of the podcast, but obviously, I talked about last week. It's just a lot better for me, and it's better that I manage my time this way. And so I'm going to try to bring you the best podcast a week I can. And also, if you missed yesterday, why there wasn't an episode of the show of Donnie and I meant to post something. I didn't get a chance to, which I'll probably post something this weekend. But yeah, so it's definitely was a really awesome opportunity this week to just start camp. And yeah, it's begun. Camp season is here. It's alive. And we are in week 1 of 7 magnificent weeks that are going to be coming. It's kind of crazy to think that we're already, as I'm recording this, we're halfway done with week 1. And God has been so good to us. God has been amazing. If you're watching on YouTube, I have the camp shirt this year, which we're a jungle theme. We are having fun with that, and it's kind of interesting because obviously we did a lot of cutting and stuff of our forest. Kind of wish we would have left that up. It would have been kind of fun to have a little forest, but obviously that's a story for another day. Anyways, it's been a great start, as I said. I am focusing on. I have my baseball glove here. It's actually not mine, but we have baseball and soccer this week, and Bible hour and English, just like every other camp that we've had. And I'm really enjoying it. Just being able to watch. Being sports coordinator is kind of weird because I'm not really coaching right now. I'm just watching the kids play, which is really cool. For baseball, we have a gentleman who runs the biggest softball and baseball club in Hungary. He runs many clubs, and he kind of oversees this ministry that they do. And he brought a couple of his coaches with him to do baseball. And then our very own Diego Moreno is doing soccer with Balaj and his brother. So it's been really cool just to see the coaches and see the effect of what God has been doing. To just see the joy that these kids have to play these sports. And it's really, really cool. And it's something that I think from a perspective that I've always been here as a coach, I don't get to see it the way I do now, where I can see everything going on and I can see things from the administrative point of view and the behind the scenes point of view, which is really, really cool. And it really gives you more of a respect for this ministry and for what God is doing here. So like I said, God has really been working. Lotzi Kadar, who some of you might know, some of you might not know. He's been sharing during the Bible hour, but he's also been sharing at night and on Tuesday night. So on Tuesday night, we shared the gospel, and we had a total count of 41 kids stand up and raise their hand and declare they wanted to accept Christ. And again, we don't know all their hearts. We don't know how many did, which I think we'll have a better idea here in the next couple of days. But it's super, super cool just to see that many hands. And the reason I say that is because, for many months, we were wondering are we even going to have camp? I made my 100 days short film. One of the things I said in there was like always seeing God work, and he never was going to give up on us. Even if we would give up on him. And, through many times in the last 4 months, I've doubted God. I doubted him on many things in my life. And especially I doubted him when it came to what's happening with camp, what's going to be my role. And to see him work and to see him kind of just take it and say, you know what, this is my masterpiece. I'm doing the painting. You guys can just come and join along, and it's been super cool to just see that and to see how God's worked. And there's not many times where I think you can at some point in your life see him, right there, working through things. And, yeah, it's been a little crazy this week. First few days have been kind of rough for me, just trying to figure out everything and trying to um, understand how things are run. Obviously, stepping into this role, there's a lot of things I got to learn as sports coordinator, but it's been really cool. It's given me the opportunity to meet some amazing people and to um, continue growing in not only God's word, but continue growing with friendships and um, growing in that sense. And so it's been really cool. It's God is really working here, and it's super exciting. And sometimes I can barely hold it in, because it's a joy to serve here at Word of Life. And again, I'm reminded every day this week that like this place is an absolute blessing to work at, which is really, really cool. And so that's the joy of God working and seeing that it's been really cool. And I think even with that, the joy of serving, I think sometimes I tend to, I think, wonder, like, am I doing the right thing? Is God really using me? And to just see the smiles on kids' faces and to see, what he's doing is something I'll never forget of this week already. And just of, kind of what God has been doing in my life, serving here for the last few months has been kind of hard because I don't always know what's going on and I don't always know what is next and what God has in store. But being able to serve with just having that faith is something that I will forever remember. And honestly, it is definitely a blessing in disguise in a sense. And so I've loved serving as sports coordinator this year. Obviously, it's a little weird with me not being here, long term. So it's kind of like a 1-year role, I think, and they're going to have to fill it next year. But I hope that I can leave it in a place that someone can pick up on. It's going to be a long 6-7 weeks. And so, trying to find that right pattern for that next person. And so, coming with the joy of serving, it's not just serving, just me serving, serving with these great group of, friends that have become family, new people that I'm meeting, excuse me, old friends, and new friends. And so it's definitely a cool thing to watch and see how God uses multiple people from different backgrounds, from different places in life to come to one place to serve him. I think we take that for granted many times. I think many times in my life, but I'm sure in all of ours, we kind of look at that and we say, well, God is using us in the way he sees fit. And yes, he is using us in the way he sees fit. But I think sometimes we struggle to believe what is going on and um, how amazing it really is, because it truly is amazing. And so, you know, God is serving. God is serving. I am serving an amazing God, and the joy of serving is not just on my own. It's with these amazing coaches, these amazing English teachers. It's truly, truly remarkable. So, you know, I think if there's anything I can take away from this first part of the week is that one, it's going to be a very long summer. This summer is probably going to be one of those long summers that I will always remember. 7 weeks, 7 weeks of grinding, 7 weeks of putting everything you got, and pushing, kids towards Christ. And yeah, we do sports and yeah, we do English. We do fun games, but this is about God. This is about serving him and showing them that there is a God that loves them for who they are. That's a big thing I've also learned this week is like being yourself and being who God made you is more important than trying to please everyone in this world. And for me, that's been very evident in the people I've met and the things that I've been able to do. So I think that's a challenge I want to challenge you all with is like have a joy of serving and serving God. Excuse me. I wish I had a yawn counter, man. Anyways, joy is serving. And I think if we can find that. If you guys can find that in your life, where is somewhere you can serve, but serve with joy, whether that's in your church or whether that's, in your community. I think that is such a big key. And I think that's something that I think sometimes we take for granted because we're just used to being plugged in somewhere. But how about we decide to plug ourselves in? That makes a total difference. And so I think that's the big thing. And I know this is kind of a shorter episode, and honestly, it's because I've been super busy this week. So, I mean, right now it's looking like it'll be a little less than 15 minutes, which is totally fine. Yeah, but once again, I want to thank you all, not just for listening to this podcast, but many of you have been supporting me in this journey. And over the last many months, it's been very hard sometimes to look at the future and say, what is next? But now that we're here at camp, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. So many of you have sent me words of encouragement. So many of you sent me videos or whatever. You've made my transition here so much more easy when I have people behind me and people encouraging me. So for these next 7 weeks, it's going to be very hard for me. It's going to be very hard on my body. It's going to be very hard on my mind. So please pray for me. This is a journey that has been awesome, and it's going to hit those bumps and bumps and bruises. Yeah. Or anyways, the hills in the road, and this is one of them. And so if you could pray for me, pray that I'll be able to use the time that I get to rest, the time that I get to, other things as well, but especially when I have my day off. So like for me, my days off are on Saturday. I'll pray that I'll be able to find peace on Saturdays, whether that's going somewhere, whether that's staying here, and not feeling like I have to do something, whereas I can just rest and rejuvenate. Because I've said this, I don't want to be half-hearting it with the kids that next following week. Like if I'm not giving 100%, then I might as well not come in, because my goal as not only sports coordinator, but as staff is to make this camp so alive and vibrant, not because we want it to look good, but because we want God to be the center and the focus. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm not doing my job, and I'm not doing what God has called me to do. So pray for that. Also pray for these 41 kids. 41. That is awesome. Pray that the ones that really, truly mean it, that, they'll continue their walk. But even the ones that are a little bit unsure, or maybe just kind of went up there because they're friends, and maybe pray that pray that they can hear the gospel again and again, and to reassure them either that they have, or to let them know you haven't followed me. I think finally is pray for the staff here. I have seen the staff, they are working their tails off. Pray that they can truly make a difference in these kids' lives by just being themselves and sharing God's glory. So, God is so good. And I have to remind myself that, because when the stress gets hard, and especially this week, it's been hard, I'm reminded that my God is so good, and that my God is just one of those gods He is the God. Man, Ben, you're saying bad things. No, but that my God is the God that is going to say, hey, this is what I have planned for you. Work hard. Do it for my glory. And so, yeah, we serve an amazing God. And so, yeah, this is a shorter episode. I just kind of want to give you a little update / give you a podcast episode. So once again, I just want to say thank you for everything and for your support. If you like this podcast episode, or even just this podcast in general, go ahead on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Go ahead and like it. And I think you like it, or 5-star it, or whatever it is. So that way you can see it every time you log on. You can see when a new episode's up. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and click that thumbs up button. Go ahead and click that like button. Go ahead and click that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you can stay in touch with everything I do here on the channel and everything I do here for the podcast. So once again, I just want to thank you. And once again, I want to remind you that we serve an amazing God, and that He is faithful, and we can trust Him. And as always, we'll talk next time.